Hello everyone, this is Javelin from English Tutor Hub and welcome back to my channel. Today's English lesson is about thank you and thanks. Here is today's lesson plan. We are going to look at thank you and thanks, informal speech, thank you as a noun, thank you as a verb, and then at the end, we're going to look at two common expressions, two very good and useful expressions. So make sure you watch the video until the end, alright? So thank you and thanks. Well, we say thank you or thanks to show that we are grateful for something. For example, the receptionist says, "Here is your key, sir." And Dave replies, "Thank you." So this is quite a formal environment. So Dave chooses thank you. And he is showing his gratitude to the receptionist for the key. So he is grateful. And thanks, on the other hand, is more informal than thank you. So this is the big difference. Thanks is slightly more informal. For example, Joe says, "I prepared lunch for us. It's ready." And Rose replies, "Thanks." So this is much more informal context because Joe and Rose, they are a couple. So Rose says thanks. But the difference is only very small. Thanks is not rude or anything. It's only slightly more informal. Both are perfectly okay. Thank you and thanks. Both are perfectly okay. And when we say thanks, it is not rude or anything. It's only slightly more informal. Alright? If we are very grateful for something, then we have choices. We can say, "Thank you very much." And the equivalent with thanks is "thanks very much." So guys, both of these are correct. Both of these are fine. Thank you very much. Thanks very much. When we are very grateful, we can also say, "Thank you so much," or "Thanks so much." So again, both of these are fine. Both are fine, alright? And finally, with thanks, we can say, "Thanks a lot." Alright? So this is correct. But very important, this is wrong. So we cannot say "thank you a lot." Alright? This is a big mistake in English. So if you want to say a lot, you must say thanks a lot. So we say, "Thank you very much." "Thanks very much." "Thank you so much." "Thanks so much." A lot or thanks a lot. When you are very grateful. Alright? Let's look at some examples. So we use thank you and thanks when someone asks how we are. So when we reply to the person, like for example, John asked, "Hi Jude, how are you?" And Jude replies, "Hello John, I'm good, thanks." Alright? So the thanks here is showing gratitude to John for asking about him. And we also use thank you or thanks to reply to a compliment. So when someone says something nice about us, alright? For example, Anne says, "I like your new hairstyle." And Paul replies, "Thank you very much." So Paul is showing his gratitude to Anne for the compliment. And this is the compliment. "I like your new hairstyle." And another example, Mary says, "I like your dress." And Eve replies, "Thanks." Alright? So we can use thank you or thanks to reply to a compliment. So let's move on now to polite refusals. So we say thank you or thanks to politely refuse something. For example, Jake asked, "Another piece of pizza?" And Joey replies, "No, thanks. I've eaten too much already." So Joey doesn't want any more piece of pizza. And to refuse politely, he says, "No, thanks." Okay? Another example. Tom asked, "We're going out for lunch. Do you want to join us?" And Ryan replies, "No, thank you." So Tom is inviting Ryan for lunch, but Ryan doesn't want to go for perhaps he has a packed lunch. So he refuses politely by saying, "No, thank you." Alright? Very informal speech. There is another word which is very informal to say thank you. So, in very informal language, we can say cheers. Cheers. And this is only British English. Alright? Americans don't say this for thank you. So, cheers in British English means thank you or thanks. So here is an example. I'm going to give you a certain situation. Robert has not finished his project that's due the next day. And James says, if you need a hand, tell me." And Robert says, "Cheers." So Robert is basically saying thanks or thank you. Alright? So it's very informal way of saying thanks in British English. Okay? Very informal speech. The ing form. To say thank you for an action from the past or present, we use this structure. So, thank you or thanks, followed by the word for, and then by the ing form of the verb. Alright? So, this structure, we use this to say thank you for an action from the past or present. For example, thank you for taking me to school. So we are saying thank you for the action of taking to school. Thanks for liking my FB page. So we have the word thanks, the word for, and then the ing form of the verb like. And here we have thank you, followed by for, followed by the ing form of the verb take. Thank you for taking me to school. Thanks for liking my FB page. Alright? We could also say, thanks for mopping the floor. Thanks for washing the car. Alright? So the ing form of the verb that we use to say thank you for an action from the past or present. Alright? Thank you as a noun. We can also use thank you as a noun. For example, the principal says, I would like to give a big thank you to the faculty and staff for the job well done. So here, thank you is a noun and it is the object of the verb give. A thank you to the faculty and staff. And big here, the word big here is simply an adjective. It's an adjective modifying the noun thank you. It's a big thank you or a big thanks, alright? Because we are very grateful. The important thing to remember here is that thank you in this sentence is a noun. So the expression is to give a thank you to someone, is to give a thank you to someone or to give thanks to someone. Alright? Thank as a verb. So there is a verb thank. I thank, you thank, he thanks, she thanks, we thank, you thank, and they thank. And the past form is thanked with ed at the end. So it's a verb. So we can also use thank as a verb. For example, I thank my friends for coming by. Another example, and this one is the past tense. Dan thanked his cousin for giving him a lift yesterday. So this is the past simple form of the verb thank. So this is something that happened in the past. It was yesterday. And Here is the other structure that we've seen earlier in the lesson. For followed by the ing form of the verb for giving. So here we are thanking someone for an action in the past. Alright? Giving him a lift yesterday. Okay? Let's look at two very common expressions now. Very useful expressions that you hear a lot in English. So here it is. Thank God. Now, this is not a religious expression. So as I say, it's simply an expression. There is no religious link to it really. So, we say, thank God, to express relief about something. When we are relieved. So, we say, thank God, when we are pleased that something happened that we were worried about. So we start about worried of something and then something happens and we're no longer worried. So we are relieved. We feel relief. For example, we have lost everything during the hurricane, but thank God we are safe. So if someone says, thank God, it shows relief. So they are expressing relief that they are safe. Alright? Another example. I lost my wallet along the way. Thank God I found it. So I was pleased that someone found my wallet. I wasn't worried anymore. I felt relieved. Another example. At last, the semester is over. Thank God. So I felt relieved because the semester is over. No need for me to go to school. Okay, guys. When we say thank God, it is not really a religious thing. It's simply an expression. It is simply an expression. Alright? Second very common example is thanks to followed by a noun phrase. And it means because of. So, thanks to, we're not saying thank you to somebody. No, it means because of something. So, we use this to explain something, to give a reason for something. And it is common in written English. Let me give you an example. My daughter is doing well in English subject, thanks to the effort of the teacher. So, my daughter is doing well because of the teacher. So, thanks to explains this because of the teacher. So, we're not saying thank you to somebody. We simply explaining something. Alright? And finally, last example. Thanks to my parents who supported me. I am a doctor now. So here, thanks to clause at the beginning of the sentence. We have a thanks to clause at the beginning of the sentence. So we have a comma after it. So this time, we're giving the explanation first and then the rest of the sentence after it. So why I become a doctor? Well, because of my parents who supported me. So this gives us explanation. This gives us explanation to this. All right. Thanks to, because of my parents. All right. So guys, there we are. That's the end of this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to get a full transcript of this lesson, you can go to englishtutorhub.com, is official website, and there are a lot of stuff that you might interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and let me know your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. Thank you very much.